Alright, hello everyone, and now welcome to Game 5 in this Best of 5 series, spanning 2 days, over an hour of gameplay footage being brought to you in all of these games combined. I want to thank you for watching, thank you for listening at the very beginning. Feel free to comment, make sure you like. The more and more likes I get on my videos, I think the higher my relevance on YouTube. And if I can continue to do this, if it actually makes sense to continue casting WarCraft 3 with the higher number of views, then I will definitely continue to do so. Now, spawning here in as the red human at the 7 o'clock position, we have Yumiko, who has come down after being behind, or come back from being behind 0-2 to even up the series at 2 games apiece. Meanwhile, Hawk, who is undergoing one of the biggest meltdowns in WarCraft 3 as of late, almost having Game 4 wrapped up in the bag, only to lose both of his heroes at an unsuspected time, losing both of his heroes at an unsuspected time, and also not being able to get to level 2 during that early push. Will he complete the meltdown, and will we have the reverse all kill from Yumiko? That is the questions waiting to be answered here as we are about to hit the 2-minute mark. I do believe we sped built the Altar of Kings by Yumiko. Oh yes, same thing by Hawk. So both of these players will have a very early Archmage at the 1-minute 40-second mark as opposed to the 2-minute mark. And that means that both of them will be on their way to get to level 2 very quickly. Militia now being brought over. You see a rock golem right down over here. Did he have to pull a peasant off of the gold mine? Yes, I do believe so. There is currently one peasant missing. There you go, having to be mined all the way back inside there. Meanwhile, Militia is engaging against the rock golem. New water elemental will absorb a bit of damage here once that ensnare does dissipate. There you go, Tome of Experience, a very good item for Hawk, and a Belt of Giant Strength, not nearly as good. Meanwhile, Archmage does get the True Shot Aura. True Shot Aura does give additional damage not only to him, but the water elementals as well. But that additional Belt of Giant Strength increases the mana regeneration, and add in the fact that there is that extra bit of experience, and that is going to turn into a rather big play as well. All right. I thought it was a 60% reduction in terms of Tome of Experience. Was it higher than that? Anyways, let's go ahead and go into here as well. Ogre Warrior now gonna get taken down. You can see, meanwhile, a 5-3-3 creep camp gonna get taken down here by Yumiko. Yumiko not nearly benefiting as much from a close mercenary creep camp since he did not spawn next to one. So this gives his opponent a severe advantage. That means that he's going to be able to pick up a Troll Shadow Priest. Hawk is, and by being able to pick up that Troll Shadow Priest, he can just push in these early fights much earlier on. He can get a lot more value out of that Troll Shadow Priest than, say, an additional footman, as that footman, or those footmen, are now running and making their way over. Archmage is now up to level 3 as well, so both sides getting to level 3. You can see that the Militia and the footmen were down over here clearing out the creep camp. They did exactly that, and this Archmage now just 23 experience into level 3, almost 100 experience behind Hawk, which makes a lot of sense since Hawk did in fact get that Tome of Experience early on. There's an ensnare. Water Elemental just wandering around here. Spellbreaker, or not Spellbreaker, Troll Berserker of Hawk now making their rounds over as we are now doing a push inside the base of Yumiko. Yumiko, if he can fend off this attack, should be smelling like roses, but that is a very big if right now as we're looking into this engagement. All right, Yumiko has to be careful. There goes one of his peasants, not microed properly. This peasant needs to be microed properly. Is it going to return back to work? Yes, it does look like it. And now we are still continuing this chase. Oh, fireball, yes, there it goes, down it goes, and Yumiko once again smelling a bit like a rose. Able to fend off the attack here as Hawk is once again just completely melting down here, and another one of Hawk's footmen are going to get taken down. There it goes. Archmage already up to 688 experience compared to 646. That means Hawk did not get any kills, while Yumiko got about 3 to 4. That is a tremendous difference now as we are going into Tier 2. And now, Yumiko is just on the lookout for where possibly Hawk could be. Hawk is going to try and creep out here. That is not going to be good news for him. Oh, what is going on? Trying to go after some of those lower hit point units. It's going to go after perhaps one footman there. There it goes. A water elemental and footman are engaging down over here by Hawk. Meanwhile, this troll shadow priest trying to get away, taking a lot of damage, and it's going to get taken down as well. There it goes, and this is a definite problem. Yumiko cannot allow Hawk to get back into this game, as Hawk is just so far in the driver's seat at this point. I wouldn't say he has dominating his opponent, but he is in the definite driver's seat, and zones off his own opponent by dropping in a water elemental, so the water elemental would not, or would himself, get in its way. All right, the Archmage needs to get one more shot off, I believe, to finish off this one Forest Troll Shadow Priest, and it looks like it will get taken down. There it goes. Archmage getting very close to level 4 now, as this Archmage wanders off to the north. All the footmen now retreating back. Let's take a look at the supply. 27 over 42 compared to 27 over 42. Both sides are about even at this point. Low hit point footman on both sides, as the Archmage now runs on in and gets in some easy shots. Alright, easy shots. They have been falling. Meanwhile, pretty much back over here, Mercenary Camp does have a farm ready to hire up some units if necessary. We are going to be using a Scroll of Regeneration here in just a moment. Get back up to full on all of those units. Perhaps even a Clarity Potion. Yes, we do have one. And the Archmage is now making its way off to the north. Meanwhile, a Panda being picked up by Hawk. So Hawk opting to go for a Panda instead of the Mountain King. Mountain King is much better at taking down individual units. Panda is much better at taking down just a spread of footmen. Or if this Panda can get to level 5, a spread of priest as well. 330 maximum hit points on a level 2 priest, only to get 210 of it blown off by that breath of fire. Alright, footman now. Footman now doing a little bit of creeping once again. Yumiko looking very strong. Mountain King now joining in on the fight. Has a Clarity Potion. And Hawk, I believe, is in trouble. Hawk engaging down over here, taking out this 5-3-3 creep camp. Looks like a water elemental will be lost in the process. No real worry there though, as we are now seeing that level 4 by Hawk. Meanwhile, level 4 already underway by Yumiko. What's going on here? Why isn't anyone attacking? I'm not 100%. Oh, waiting for the Mountain King to come over, and that Mountain King will get some easy experience, as that Archmage knows that it can't really benefit from that much more experience. Panda sitting at level 2. Units are still wandering around here. Yumiko looking to find and perhaps scout out his opponent and do some damage. Here we have a Forest Troll Warlord. The Warlord will get taken out with very little problem. There it goes. Belt of Giant Strength now. And I do not believe the Archmage gave up his Belt of Giant Strength. No, he did give up his Belt of Giant Strength. So we'll see if the Mountain King does exactly that as well. It looks like the Mountain King gonna hold on to it. That additional +6 attack, very beneficial. And now we are looking at creeping down one of the last red creep camps that don't require a Zeppelin. Alright, Forest Troll Warlord attempting to take down a couple of these units. It looks like it will get taken down. There's some Dispel Magic. Meanwhile, a little bit of Militia creeping down over here. Ogre Magi clearing out the 4 o'clock expansion location. Ogre Magi will be falling. There it goes. And now what do we have left? Ring of Regeneration, and I believe that was a Manual of Health. So that Mountain King is really regenerating hit points quickly. You can see how fast he is doing exactly that. And now what is happening behind there? Did we have a reveal? I would think it was a reveal. Where did the reveal come from? Alright, the reveal came from I'm not sure. It could have been happened from the Goblin Laboratory, as the Spellbreakers are now making their way over to the bottom right-hand side of the map. Archmage now dropping Water Elementals, and here we go, 44 or 43 over 60 supply. Meanwhile, 46 over 54. Still without a Priest or a Scroll of Town Portal in sight. The Priests are all hiding in the backfield, and now there goes the Arcane Vault. Archmage, Priest, Water Elementals, Footmen, Spellbreakers, all making their rounds. Water Elemental, little slowing up the rear just a bit, and you can see another clearing off over here. The Forest Troll Warlords have been cleared out, and I'm really wondering who Arcane Sentry by Yumiko in order to get that scat out there. Archmage sitting at level 4, Mountain King sitting at level 3, will not level off of this creep camp, but should get some very strong items. And both sides have just been able to creep rather freely. This does come as a bit of a surprise to me, how much they are able to freely creep. Ring of Protection +4, and that is going to be another useful item again on that Mountain King, who is now up to 7 armor, reducing much of the damage that he receives by 42%. Or is it not 42? It's 30%, but it's effectively 40% more hit points. All right, let's go. Water Elementals now making their way down. Spellbreakers, Footmen, Priest, Archmage, Mountain King now still on the move. Are we going to perhaps clear out that creep camp off over here? Yes, I believe that is pretty much the last one that is left, as we're now looking into a major fight inside the actual base of Yumiko. Yumiko has to consider this. Mountain King realizes, hey, nothing's here. Time to scroll a town portal. Come on, units, get over here. Are you going to get here in time? Are you going to get here in time? Yes, you are. And there you go. There's the engagement. There goes the Troll Shadow Priest. There goes a long-distance Stormbolt. And I believe this one poor priest will get taken down. There it goes, as well as the Mountain King could try and get off another Stormbolt, but it decides against it. Not within range. Archmage now ready to go. Is he going to use perhaps another Scroll of Regeneration to try and heal back up all of these units? That could be the case, as Militia now being brought off to the north in order to creep out the 9 o'clock expansion location. Little does he know that it has already been crept out, and Hawk has already taken the item there, so that's going to be an important play for him, as we now see another Ring of Protection +2. All right. 2 Rings of Protection +2. Archmage still sitting around off over here. We'll see what's going to be happening next. A whole bunch of Ivory Towers. Guard Tower should be coming in just a second. And now what is going to be happening here? Archmage making their rounds over, looking for perhaps some extra creep. Only 2 creep camps, 3 creep camps left now on the map pretty much. And the Panda sitting at level 3 could get to level 4. Importantly, though, the Panda does have an Amulet of Spell Shield, so that means that the Mountain King trying to Stormbolt the Panda will pretty much be SOL. Out of luck. He is not going to be stunned at all, and it's just going to waste 75 mana and a cooldown on that Mountain King Stormbolt. All right, Mountain King coming in to engage. Now taking down this off over here. Let's see, our guard tower, Arcane Tower, is already gone. There goes the Arcane Vault. And now, what is happening next here? The Footmen now just make their way inside here, and Inquisitive Hawk is in trouble. Yumiko has full upgraded 2/2 Spellbreakers, or as closely upgraded to 2/2 as possible. Meanwhile, only 2/1 for Hawk, so that's going to give Hawk a little bit of a disadvantage here, as we're now looking at a big fight. All right, Mountain King may be trying to get off a Priest. No, decides against it, as the Panda gets in some easy shots here. Militia now being brought over again. Hawk easily going to clear this up, as all the priests are looking to back off. All right, Panda now being brought over. Panda sitting at level 4. Archmage sitting at level 5 against, I believe, a 4-3. 5-4 versus a 4-3. A 2-hero level increase, as the Spellbreakers, the Footmen, are now just chasing in again. All right, Water Elemental coming there. There's a Stormbolt. Amulet of Spell Shield, however, negates the entire attack, and I believe that is going to be pretty much it. The Amulet of Spell Shield plus the Belt of Giant Strength means that this panda is pretty much not going to take any magical damage whatsoever. Add in the additional heal, and that panda is just that beefy that I do not believe he's going to fall. All right. Still looking to fight in off over here. There's another Breath of Fire. It looks as though, yes, the Water Elemental will get taken down. There it goes. And Hawk needs to regroup. There is another Stormbolt. There goes another Footman there. As Yumiko trying to just clean up more. There's another Breath of Fire. Spellbreakers running back. And Yumiko now with his expansion up can keep track of it and knows what exactly to expect. Mountain King could get off a Stormbolt here in just a moment. No, decides against it. There's another Breath of Fire. As the Mountain King of Yumiko not finding that panda or finding it when it already has that spell shield up. Come back around. Arcane Tower attempting to take down the Footman. The Footman just running straight inside this line here. Gonna start attacking. Meanwhile, we can see that the Spellbreakers are here as well. Dispel Magic. There goes one of those towers. Yes, don't make me a liar. Nope. There goes one of the towers. The other tower going to get taken down in just a second. And now the Spellbreakers, Mountain King, are all rejoining here to try and push back this attack. Hawk looking very strong. Yumiko looking not too shabby either. Both sides losing a lot of units as the Spellbreakers are going to fall here. There goes more and more Zeppelin Micro coming across. And Hawk needs to be extremely careful with the units that he does have. Otherwise, he's going to end up losing even more of them. As Yumiko does have a level 4 Paladin. Level 4 Mountain King with no Paladin in sight as of yet. I don't believe we will be going to a Paladin. No, we will not. We are in however, high upkeep. All right. Zeppelin now coming in right here. Going to poke down. Gonna get poked down by Water Elementals. Water Elementals now just getting destroyed. Peons and Peasants now making their way to join the fight. Archmage has to be extremely careful. Now backs off here. There's another Breath of Fire, but the Breath of Fire does not feel like it's doing as nearly as much damage as it should be, as the Zeppelin picks up and drops back down. All right, there you go. Is Hawk going to be able to Breath of Fire more units? He is sitting at level 5, level 5, level 5. And is this going to be enough to finish off his opponent? You can see that there's a sea of red and a little bit of blue, but I do believe that is pretty much going to be it. Last of the blue army is getting taken down. Just simply too many Spellbreakers, and Hawk loses the final game in this series. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.